Good morning.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to episode 1 of the Benny Mac Experience. I'm joined by my co-host here, Robbie Agarwal, and we're just going to start off by telling a little bit about ourselves. So first, my name is Benjamin Mills. We're from Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. I'm into business. I used to go to Brock University, dropped out after 1 year. Now I'm just really into real estate and stocks and just business in general.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. I'm a traded chef by trade. Did 2 years at Niagara College culinary program. Did some traveling. Worked my way up to junior culinary team Canada, where I traveled and competed, representing Canada on the Olympic stage. I went into the workforce for a few years under some management kitchen positions. Then went back to school at Queen's. I think we'll get into that a little bit later. And now I'm starting my own business as well as some small investments around the city.
Cool. So let's talk about school. Let's start off with school. So how was your experience with Queen's and with Niagara? And why did you choose to go back to Queen's? And how did that work out?
Yeah, I think what we really want to talk here is we see people now going to school, going to post-secondary, and they do well. But then we see kids that, don't go to post-secondary at all.
Yeah.
Go right into the workforce or go to a serving job and, maybe they're kind of lost. But I think what we want to talk about is pros, cons, like where do people fit? Like,
Yeah.
I think we both know people that right after high school, they work now as servers and they hate their life.
And they always will hate their life.
And they will hate their life until they make a change. But are they willing to go back to school? Are they not? Is school a good thing? Is school a bad thing?
Well, yeah, first school definitely isn't for everyone. School definitely isn't for everyone. Like, whoever thinks that school is for everyone's a fucking idiot.
But do you think school's not for everybody? Like that person that can't do school, is it because they can't, or is it because they're not willing to listen to somebody else or be put in that position where they have to follow somebody else's rules?
Yeah, I feel like
disobedience.
If you're a bad student and you're getting grades and you're getting shitty grades because you're a bad kid and you don't like following instructions, then I think you're just a bum. But if you just can't listen to someone else because you're so self-directed and you know how to make money on your own and you know how to do things on your own and you're like an entrepreneur, then
that's understandable.
So there's a difference, but there's also a difference of kids just dropping out of school and then just doing nothing with their lives, and that's where those kids are fucking up. Like if you're going to school to be a lawyer, like a doctor, or like an engineer, you gotta go to school. Like you have no choice. But like if you know how to make money on your own and you're interested in something and you're good with people, then I think that it's definitely not for everyone.
It's not, but I would say majority of the people that say school's not for me, are majority people that just suck at school because they don't try, they don't want to take somebody else's direction, and they think they're better, they think they're smarter. There is that small percentage that actually, you're right, like their minds are way excelled and way past, and they can do so much more. Those are the kids that shouldn't go to school.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, this is my experience with school. So I went to high school, all 4 years. I didn't really like it. Like I wasn't really into school, but I still tried my best, and I still tried to get good marks, and I tried to be a good student for the most part. But then it just wasn't for me. I have a lot of entrepreneurs around me, so there's a lot of people to learn off of. So I was learning hands-on already,
which is fine,
which is good. And then I see what people were doing in my family, seeing how a business was run, and I see what my sister's doing, and then I kind of learned off of her more than I would learn off a teacher. So in my position, I just wasn't really, and I also made money on my own too. I also ran a few businesses, started going up with lemonade stands and all that kind of shit.
That's funny.
And then
what's your earliest memory of doing something entrepreneurial
lemonade stand and then trading hockey cards. We trade hockey cards, and then that was the first thing, entrepreneur. And then remember yours?
Mine was selling pens.
Yeah,
in
selling
grade 3.
pens, really, eh?
Yeah, I would buy them from somebody else outside, and then I brought in these pens and I would sell it to and we were 7 years old in grade 3.
And that's the difference between a real entrepreneur and a fake entrepreneur, I think. If you were growing up fucking selling shit here and there, it was just in you.
Subconscious.
That means it was automatically in
subconsciously
you.
thinking that when you're 7 years old.
Yeah. That's the difference.
That's my earliest memory.
Because entrepreneurship turned into like a cool thing now, kind of, right? So everyone thinks they're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like it's either like, if you're it's like you're born to be a soccer player, like you're growing up, like you love the sport, like you're really, really talented at it, versus like just picking up soccer because it's cool.
And I think
You know what I mean?
people that say they're entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
kind of like aren't like real entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
I
definitely
would
not.
never, even if I made $1 million, like I would never
Yeah.
say I'm an entrepreneur if I had 4 or
No.
5 businesses going on.
Yeah.
I don't know, just you like self-claiming that.
Yeah, exactly. It's perceived
know.
wrong for sure, and like all these people posting like their Gucci belts on Instagram, and they're fucking like they've got to post
Those
snap
kids gotta be the
stories.
stupidest kids when you flex like your
Yeah.
belts or your shoes or you're buying Yeezys or
Yeah, and you got to post pictures of it. Like, yeah, if you like something, like go for it. Like, you could buy a fancy car.
Yeah,
Like, you
if
could
that makes
buy
you
like,
happy,
a nice
if you're
watch.
materialistic.
If you're into like I have a lot of friends who are into cars, but like they don't show off their cars. So that's the difference. Like, yeah, you could be really into cars. Like, that's just what you like.
I think the best way to put this is if you want that Gucci belt, like you like that, you personally like that brand, you
Yeah.
want to wear that, that's fine. Absolutely spend your money on
Yeah.
that. But if you have to post that on social
And you're
media,
wrong, and you're a loser.
then you're a loser,
You're a
then
loser.
you're in the wrong, then you're
Yeah.
materialistic,
That's all it
and you
is.
just do it for the likes, the show.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the biggest like differentiation right there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
whether you flex or whether you just do everything in silence, like
Because it's genuine. But when
Yeah.
you flex, it's literally to
Show
it's,
off.
It's a show off and to
It's a
get
show
people
off.
like to like you.
Yeah,
It's like
which
you're,
is
you're
fucked.
insecure,
Which is
where
fucked.
you need to post this.
Yeah.
You need to show off so people think like, oh, this guy's cool, this
Crazy.
guy's sick, this guy's got money.
Yeah.
And we
It's
see
crazy.
that,
But
like,
it's only
90%.
getting worse though. Every year it's getting worse and worse. Look at
So-
social media.
social-
It's fucked.
100%.
I have times where I have to log out of my Instagram account for days and days just because I see it's everywhere you go now.
It's
pretty
annoying. I don't
fucked.
know. It's annoying, but like
It's everywhere you
that's why
go.
you gotta like surround yourself.
With definitely
With
people
good
you're
people.
around. You're the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. Which makes a lot of sense.
100%.
It makes a lot of sense, right? Like you grow up with like in high school, early high school, like I wasn't chilling with the wisest kids. And like you notice you start to get very like them. Like, you
Bums
just-
hang around bums, like
yeah,
sluts
they
hang around
attract them.
sluts, like
It's just how it is. Just how it is. Winners hang around winners.
correct.
So the
So
winner would know not to hang out with a loser. So they only surround themselves with winning people.
I think, I mean, some people say, oh, everyone's on their own path. Like Donald Trump can be president at 70, where someone else was a president at like 50 years old. I think, yeah, we're all on different journeys. We all have success at different times in our life. But when you're early 20s, I mean, you have to have some goals and like you have to have some path into what
some
you're
kind
doing.
of plan for sure. Like you gotta at least know what you like to do. I think. Like, you gotta at least have your passion. Like you know like what's driving you. Like you know what you want to do. Like where you see yourself in 30 years. Like that's where a lot of kids are fucking up. Like kids are going away for university just to party, just to this and that. Like they're failing all their classes.
I think
And
it is
then
important
those
to
are the-
have that.
Yeah.
Do party. Do have.
Yeah, get it out of you, right?
I got it out of me
to
in
an
high school,
extent.
like-
yeah. It just doesn't really make sense because like people are saying like parents and teachers and this and that are saying school, but think about people who are working full time, grinding their ass off, like to actually make something of themselves versus kids just going away for 4 years and just enjoying partying every day.
Okay, so I think
That's the difference.
I think you're saying getting into a trade.
Yeah.
Or you do an apprenticeship where you actually. I mean,
Yeah.
majority trades all pay good money. Like
Decent money,
Starting
yeah,
at
for sure.
660 plus welders, plumbers, like.
Yeah.
So you're
Framers,
saying,
all that kind of
you're
shit.
saying start grinding after high school. Let's say you didn't go to school, you started working.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Say you wanted to be involved in real estate, say, right? Say this was like 5 years, 10 years down the road after you graduated. You should just start saving as much money as you can. Just fucking quiet everything up. Because say if you wanted to be involved in real estate, but then you go and waste 4 years in a university, going away for university just to party and shit. Those are 4 years less of making money.
I think there's
Even
a
like-
balance.
Yeah, there's a balance of it, but I don't know.
You got to look at. I mean, yeah, you definitely need to enjoy your time, enjoy being young, enjoy
Yeah.
having that college experience. But at the same time, look at the hindsight of things.
Yeah.
Look at where your goals are. I mean, I think sometimes it is beneficial to have that college experience. Maybe not 4 years. Like I did it for
Kind of
about
a
a little
long
over a
time.
year, and that was perfect.
That was more than enough.
That was good. And I had a special case where I was able to do that.
Let's talk about that. How was so? What happened with you going to Queens after you graduated from culinary school? Why'd you decide
Yeah.
to do that?
So, being traded chef, worked in the industry for 5 years, traveled and competed in culinary challenges, which you know. So after working, I was like, you know what? I always had this teaching passion.
Yeah.
And if you look even at my volunteer experience, I've had over like a dozen indoor and outdoor soccer teams. So I always was that leadership. I mean, I always, kind of try to be the head of the group, and I like the idea of passing on knowledge to others.
Cool.
And to helping others, sharing your own knowledge to put them in a better place.
Yeah.
Because I think the quote is something like, if you're the mentor and a student, the student should surpass the mentor.
Yeah.
And if not, the mentor didn't do its job.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I went back to Teachers College at Queen's Technological Education, so I'd be able to teach culinary.
Okay.
And that's not a short-term goal of mine, it's actually a long-term goal of mine. I'm not trying to teach right now. I'm trying to build a few other things before I teach. But when I do, I want to go at the college level. So it was a year and a half, a little less than a year and a half at Queen's.
And you got that experience out of you, what you were talking about. But
Right.
you obviously saw what I was talking about, though. Kids that are just there to party and be there.
Well, see, the people that I was with, the program is you would have to have a 4-year degree
You'd have to have a
first.
4-year degree,
So
okay.
the people
How'd you get in then without having that previous 3 years?
That's a good question. So culinary is a trade, and if you go in high schools now, you see all these trade programs like welding and culinary and automotive, things like that. So who's teaching those programs? They're not people that did 4 years psychology and then a year teachers college.
Exactly.
So the people that teach these traded programs in high school, or even at the college level, are people that have done an apprenticeship and have done industry experience.
I see.
And then went back to be a teacher.
That makes sense. So same thing that you would want to do.
Right.
Yeah,
So I did my apprenticeship. I did work experience. I did have my red seal.
Okay.
And with that, I was eligible to go to teachers college.
I see. That makes sense for you then. Yeah. So that would be like your end term goal, right? After you're done whatever you want to do within the culinary field, teaching it would be like the last.
Teach that, and I combine both passions and get students involved in my business. And I mean, there's mutual beneficial there. But yeah, we were talking about the school experience. Is I wanted that going away experience because I went to Niagara College for 2 years. Then I was stuck here competing, training for the Olympics. So I never had that going away. I never had too much of a party experience post high school because I was busy competing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I wanted that going away experience, and I'm glad I did. Definitely met some cool people that I always hang out with.
Yeah.
Great experience. Not that I'm not independent anyways at home, but
which is a good thing. That's the important thing though, independence. Hey, some kids are so unindependent.
Man,
kids are very unindependent and they need to ask their parents for everything.
Well, what about kids that after high school they go move away for school?
Yeah.
And 2 months later, they come back because
they can't do it
because they're not capable. They're mentally not capable to create a new life, start over, be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. That's a big one. Independence is a fucking huge thing. Like even if it may not even be your fault though. Like I know a lot of people whose parents have stopped them from being independent. Like you got to be home by 8 p.m. each night. Like you got to do this, do that, and you can't even have any of your freedom, right? And those are the kids who are really fucked. Those are the kids who got fucked. Like I know a lot of those kids who got into drugs and who got into partying addiction, like alcohol addiction, and just doing bad things just because they never got to like make decisions on their own.
So when they did,
they did make a decision on their own, like they took advantage of that freedom and just went all out.
I think you see that quite a bit in your grade.
You see that a lot. You see that more. You see that very, very much. Like that's why, like I was the type of kid who got a lot of I got to be individual. Like I got a lot of independence when I was younger, and like I got to do like a lot of things. I got to be home at like whenever I really wanted. Like you know what I mean?
We definitely did some dangerous shit. But that's how we matured, and that's how we grew up.
That's why we're so mature, because like we were going for like long bike rides alone. Like we'd
be like, I'm like 10 years old, you'd be like 7 years old, and we'd be going blocks, no helmets, no supervision, like
we just learned from that. But we just learned from that though. That's the difference.
Instincts, survival, doing what needs to get done, coming back, responsibility. We knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, we were developing.
That's an important thing, eh? That's very important. Fuck, so many kids aren't getting that though.
Kind of dangerous, very dangerous in part, but like
definitely has its benefits though.
Absolutely.
Because it really has, like, you see kids are just so
kids that got babied
because they never got to make their decisions on their own. That's why. they never, throughout their whole childhood, they never ever got to be independent. Like they never got that taste of just like doing something themselves.
Okay, now what about the opposite where, so we're saying kids that got
Crazy.
babied, whenever they go crazy at the end.
Yeah.
So what about maybe kids that were then also babied, but then couldn't let go from that stage? That still now depend on their parents and like are too scared to do
Those are
anything.
Yeah, and there's definitely
Is that just
a
as
lot
bad,
of
or
those
is that
kids. I think that's worse. Because then now they're always going to be dependent on their parents. Like they're always entitled.
Like I think
and even like
spoiled.
yeah, spoiled. Yeah,
I think that's what I'm
spoiled. And these kids, and then this goes back to the school situation because these kids are dropping out of school because they know their family has money, or their mom's going to support you no matter what.
So they don't have to succeed.
So
they don't have to
succeed.
be successful. They don't have to do anything because there's always a backup plan. Oh, my parents will take care of me.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And that's why they're not hungry. It's like what we were talking about yesterday.
I was about to say, we were just talking.
So I'm getting my real estate license sometime next year. Like I'm doing it now, but it's like a 12-month course. So we were talking about like the opportunities from working for free, and we were saying like when would an employer want you? Like the hungrier you are, the more you'd want you, and like that. Remember how'd you put it? You hungry or you need it?
Yeah, so we were saying if you were, let's say, message a top real estate provider or someone that owns a real estate agency, and because you are in a good, like you're in a fair position, like a family position, right? So we were saying, should he tell that person about maybe some of his family's work in the industry? Would that benefit you? Because maybe you have a little more experience of what's going on. But then the point was that a kid that has nothing,
the less you have, the hungrier you are.
Yeah, a kid who has nothing cannot fail. He cannot afford to fail. He has to succeed. Where somebody else who maybe does have some money, your family does have some money, but you want to look into this. That person doesn't, maybe he's not as hungry because there's always that safe backup plan of if I don't succeed, that's fine. I have other
they
things.
wouldn't be as hungry. They wouldn't be as motivated they wouldn't want to succeed as much, right? I mean, you see that happening.
You never know. Yeah, they want to succeed, but the thing is they'll never need it. Like that
they'll
person
never actually need it.
who has nothing. Who doesn't have a family, who has no money in his bank account, doesn't have a family business, doesn't have loving parents, who actually like have nothing. And I know kids like that who were living by themselves since high school. Yeah,
and that's why like adversity is definitely like the foundation to like someone's success, right? Like coming from shit like makes you want to like do better, right?
If you take it the right way.
If you take it the right way.
Right,
you remember that saying about a kid and his alcoholic dad, where the two kids and then their alcoholic dad.
Yeah.
So say that.
So it was there was a father and two sons, and the father was an alcoholic.
That's a good quote. It's good. Yeah.
And one of the sons grew up to be an alcoholic, and they got in trouble. And they said, "Well, what happened?"
Yeah.
And the kid said, "Oh, I looked at my father."
Yeah.
Right, because his father's an alcoholic, he became an alcoholic. The other kid, successful. Never touched booze, etc. Very successful, happy life. When asked what happened, he said the same thing. I looked at my father.
Yeah.
So it's your own perspective and what way you're going to take it.
Yeah.
Is there a business like?
It's crazy. That makes perfect sense. Like you either follow in their footsteps or you like use that to like motivate you to do something.
I think the summary is that basically is if you have a good foundation, your parents are well off, you have a good house, a good family. Do you take that and have motivation and to become successful and try to grow and be somebody?
Yeah.
Or do you take that as, I don't need to do anything, I'm just going to chill and
I can just chill.
I'll always have my parents' money.
Yeah.
So I think like I know kids both that go both ways.
Oh, for sure. That really shows you like the type of person someone is too.
Mentally, how mentally capable you are, how willing you are to be uncomfortable. I think that goes back to where we were talking about before is kids. They were a baby, they go to away Ottawa U or Toronto, they can't handle it because they're uncomfortable. They don't have that security of their best friend right there, or their family, or their parents feeding them every night. They're uncomfortable, they don't like it, they move back, go to Brock and whatever.
It happens all the time, right? It happens. Fuck. It's crazy, eh?
That's neat. I mean, it's life. So I mean, whether how motivated you, and that's where I mean, everybody's different. We all can't be doctors and nurses, or else society wouldn't be functional and wouldn't exist. So there has to be doctors, but there also has to be garbage men. There has to be
everyone has to do their thing.
Shelves.
Yeah, everyone has to do their thing.
Actually, garbage man's a good job, but there has to be people that fucking work at food basics and stock shelves.
Exactly, and that goes to like self-awareness. Like, where do you belong, right? Like, do you even belong in school? Like,
what are you willing to do to
to escape
to escape or level up, and
Yeah.
that goes back to the friends.
Yeah.
So if you're that guy who thinks he's successful or going to be successul, but you're hanging around
Yeah.
people that all have serving jobs, no education,
You're gonna
and
get
no
driven
plan.
down. You're
Well,
gonna
I
get
mean,
driven down large.
Yeah.
That's what happens. But everyone's doing their thing, right?
Fuck, I keep bashing. I mean, not that serving's a bad.
Yeah,
but for
no.
a certain period of time, people are gonna look at this like, oh fuck, I'm a server. Well,
Yeah.
fucking one servers are greedy. I'll say
Yeah.
that I'm a cook. I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
people
I'll
drop
say
out of their jobs all the time to become servers. It's not a bad thing. It's just where your motivation's at. Like if you don't want to be a server anymore, like you could change that.
If you're serving part time with going to school, you're a beast. If
Yeah.
you're serving 1 year, 2 year till you're
And
saving
you
up
hate
money,
and you're complaining though.
You're a
That's the
beast.
thing.
No,
No, if you're complaining, that's where it's wrong. If you're happy with your life, then like.
yeah, if you're
You know what
happy,
I
if you're
mean?
happy,
If you're
I
happy,
don't
then
know
who
any
cares what
fucking
you're
happy
doing?
server.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Maybe the first few weeks.
Yeah,
I'll say this:
right.
if you don't have any education, you have no plan.
Yeah.
You're partying all the time. You're up till 4 in the morning, but you're serving and you hate it. Then you gotta.
Then you gotta reevaluate. Yeah.
Then you're a bum. But if
Right.
you're serving, you're doing to save money, or it's a part, or it's a second job, then fuck, that's great.
It's great.
But don't complain and be a fucking server. Don't complain about your job and not doing anything.
Yeah, it's like where you see all these negative servers in every restaurant. You see fucking, you know what I mean? You see that shit all the time.
I think just negative people in general, people just complaining about even stuff in society or stuff at their job. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're not going to do anything about it,
Then you
like,
can't say
don't
anything,
complain.
really.
Don't complain.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Complainer's the worst thing. Like we're living in Canada. Like how
Oh,
can you
you're
even
lucky.
complain about
You're
anything?
you're
Like,
already,
there's people who are walking 30 kilometers for water. Like.
you're born in Canada. You're top 50% already.
Yeah,
of the
which is
world.
crazy. And like people are complaining that like even today, like this morning, I heard someone complain because she put too many sugars in her coffee. Like, isn't that insane?
Yeah.
Pretty fucked.
Complain. I mean, it's people. Are you willing to
Yeah.
do something? Are you going to do something and fix it or get it back? Or are you just going to complain and think you're better? And
Yeah, that's the difference right there, folks. That's the difference.
here, I got something for you. I was just out doing some errands. Where the fuck did I put it? I was out doing some errands, and I know you like these. I got some-
Yeah,
I got you.
these are the greatest.
So
These fucking things.
These are from Pho, the green ones.
Pho Vietnam.
So
That's the big thing in the falls, folks. Maybe not where you're from, but a big thing from this area.
these green candies are not bad. I thought I'd just bring it up.
Oh yeah, my thing for sure.
I think that's, I don't know, I think we covered it quite
Yeah,
a
we
bit.
pretty covered it. Like I said, like first episode here, we're kind of introducing ourselves here. We're gonna be having like a bunch of upcoming guests on the pod, guys that relate, people that would relate to you. Should we kind of go over our next kind of?
No.
Or should we say it?
I
We'll say
think
it.
we're going to try
Yeah.
to put out a few week, 45-minute segments,
Yeah.
and just again, we're just talk about some good topics, some neat interests, like different point of views. I mean, I think we went back and forth on not just one time, we covered multiple sides of a topic. But we're gonna have some cool guests for you.
Yeah, if you have any suggestions too, someone you want to see, just leave it in the comments section below, and we'll definitely work on that. Definitely work on getting that.
Some
But
neat topics for sure.
just casual, good time over here. Positive only, positive comments only. Like, other
this
than
coming
unless it's negative. What do they call that? Where it's like you're working off of negative comments.
Constructive criticism?
Constructive criticism. Unless it's some constructive criticism.
Yeah, like that's a serving thing. That's constructive criticism.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so that pretty much wraps up the podcast. Like I said, our first episodes, we're kind of just getting into like the routine of this. We just talked about a little bit about ourselves, getting to know you, you guys getting to know us. Thanks for tuning in. Anything you'd like to say?
I think we're just, talking about different perspectives, different ideas we have, things about society, things about making money, things about different ideas.
Just
and
a little bit of everything, honestly. Like,
yeah, but I think one thing we're really looking at this podcast is looking at both perspectives of the thing, which we did compare several times on different looks and different values of comparing a subject. But we're trying to compare everything to like our personal lives. Yeah. Again, we don't we're not saying we know everything because we know nothing.
No, we know nothing. We're admitting that. We know nothing. We're new to this.
These are just our opinions and
like we talk like this all the time, so we just decided, let's let's just record it. And,
Well, yeah, shoot some ideas or something. And we got, I think, some pretty exciting episodes coming up.
Yeah, we got some exciting special guests on the podcast
Yeah.
pretty soon. We don't want to give anything away yet.
No, but
it's going to be surprising, but it's definitely something that could relate to a lot of different people and something that you guys
Very,
would definitely
very
be
people.
interested in. Yeah.
I think we'll do a few more, and then maybe we'll have a guest come in.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, we'll go from there.
Yeah.
And anything, if you guys want to see certain guests, feel free to leave like a comment in the comment section below. Also, anything that you think about how this went, anything you want to tell us, or any ideas for another thing, something you guys want us to talk about, just feel free to let us know.
or comment, like if you like something we said,
Yeah.
let us know. Like we appreciate the feedback. Or
Yeah,
if you
for sure.
fucking have beef, like that'd be funny. Like
Yeah.
let us know, type it in, and we'll just talk about it. Like
Exactly.
again, we're not demanding anything. We're just
We're just here
talking. We're just
casually
talking.
talking, just for
We're just
for a
chatting.
good time.
We're just chatting.
Yeah, that's about it. Okay.
All right,
Thanks
ciao.
for tuning in, guys.